What up? It's your boy Wall Street, and I'm back. Got some more NBA news for you today, because that's just what I do. And Monte Morris is headed to the Indiana Pacers on a one-year deal. This move makes a lot of sense, and I'm a big fan of Monte Morris. But obviously, as we all know, Tyrese Haliburton is going to be out for the entire season with the torn Achilles that he suffered in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Truly just a devastating moment. Probably one of the most devastating moments in all of sports, because you just feel for a guy that worked so hard to get to that final game of the season, right? And could have won a championship, the first ever championship in that team's history. But we don't need to talk about that, right? All you Pacers fans are probably crying right now, so I don't want to make any more sadness out of this. But Monte Morris is a guy that is a very reliable point guard. He handles the ball incredibly well. Historically has had a very good assist to turnover ratio. The past couple of seasons, he's not been as good as I think he could be, just because injuries, right? Injuries are usually what derail solid momentum for players in the league. And I just think the situation that he was in Phoenix wasn't great. Played 45 games there last season. Played 12.7 minutes a night. Just isn't getting enough time, really, to do what he needs to do. When he was with the Wizards, right, and obviously I'm biased because I just love the Wizards. It's just what I do. That's who I am. And but played 62 games with the Wizards. Started all but one of them in the 22-23 season. Played 27.3 minutes a night, 48% from the field, 38% from three. It was, getting 10.3 points a night, 5.3 assists, and was only turning over the ball once a game, right? So that's just, dude is just solid, right? He's probably still not going to be the starting point guard. Andrew Nembhard is probably going to be the starter. He's going to move over from his usual shooting guard position to play the point. Monte's probably going to back him up. And, we'll see what happens. I still don't think the Pacers are going to be a team that's really in the mix for anything next season, right? I still think their team is solid even without Tyrese Haliburton. They have a very solid team. I love Pascal Siakam. I think he's one of the most unique scorers we have in the league right now. But they lost Miles Turner, right? So there's a lot of question marks. There's a lot of things that we don't really know what's going to happen with this team. And I don't think, even if they had Tyrese, I still don't think they would be as good as they were last season. So we're going to see what happens, right? I think this year for guys is really going to be like a tryout to see if they're going to be good enough to be on the Pacers team in 26-27, right? And that's usually how this stuff goes. I mean, it depends. If they are terrible the first 20 games of the season, they're probably going to rest a lot of guys. They're not going to put their best team out there, right? You're in a pretty good draft year as well. You got AJ Dembatsa, you got the Boozer twins. You got a lot of good players coming up in this year's draft. So I don't know what's going to happen with the Pacers, but I'm a big fan of Monte Morris. He's from Flint, Michigan, so close by. He went to Iowa State, also close by. Right, so I think this is a good move for him, for where he wants to be, probably for his family too, who knows. And I'm just going to be rooting for my guy Monte, right? Any former Wizards, that left on good terms, right? There's some that did not leave on good terms. But all the ones that left on good terms, I still got love for them and hope that they do well. Always want to see, anybody that ever wore a Wizards uniform succeed in the league, so that's really it, guys. But let me know what you think about this move. What do you think about Monte Morris going to the Indiana Pacers? It's a one-year deal. I believe it's the veteran minimum. The financial structure and details of the contract were not revealed, but I would imagine it's probably on the minimum, just with the less than desirable seasons he's had, the past two seasons. So let's see what happens, but let me know what you guys think, man. I'm going to catch you later. Stay up, stay blessed, stay safe, stay humble, handle business, stand on business. Peace out.